Hello everyone. Today we are learn about constitutional law 2 and second topic, that is parliament. The parliament. The legislatures makes the law, executives implement the law, judiciary interpret the law. These are the main three organs in the administration. In any administration, according to our constitution, the legislatures, the parliament is the key role to make the law. Here, parliament means it consists of three organs: the president, the council of states, that is Rajya Sabha, and the house of the people, the Lok Sabha. Of course, the president is not a member of either house of parliament. Like the British crown, he is integral part of parliament and performs certain functions relating to its proceedings. The President of America is not an integral part of the legislature. In India, the President summons the two houses of parliament, dissolves the House of People, and gives assent of bills. It is to be noted that though the Indian Constitution provides for the parliamentary form of government, but unlike Britain, the parliament is not supreme under the Indian Constitution. In India, the Constitution is supreme. In England, laws passed by the parliament cannot be declared unconstitutional, while the Indian Constitution expressly vests his power in the courts. The Indian Parliament is the creator of the Constitution and derives all its powers from the Constitution. It is not a sovereign body. President. The President is the Union Executive. We are already learned in our last topic. Parliament means Parliament consists President, House of the People, and Council of States. And another thing is COG, Controller and Auditor General. These four organs are consists in the Parliament. And next topic, the Rajya Sabha or Council of States. The Rajya Sabha or the Council of States is the upper house of the Union Parliament. The maximum membership of the Rajya Sabha is fixed at 250, of whom 12 shall be nominated by the President, and the remainder, that is 238, shall be representatives of states and the Union territories under Article 80 of Clause 1. The representatives of states are elected by the members of the legislative assemblies in accordance with the system of proportional representation by means of the single transferable vote. The representation from the Union territories are chosen in such a manner as Parliament may by law determine. The nominated members do not participate in the election of the President of India. Here, the Rajya Sabha, there is a chairman and deputy chairman. The Vice President of India shall be ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha shall also elect a member of the House to be a deputy chairman under Article 89. When the office of chairman is vacant or he is acting as the Vice President or discharging the function of President, his duty shall be performed by the deputy chairman. If the office of the deputy chairman is also vacant, the duty shall be performed by such a member of the Rajya Sabha as the President may appoint for that purpose. The Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. It is not subject to dissolution. Its members are elected for a period of 6 years, but 1/3 of its members retire after every 2 years. Although the Rajya Sabha is a permanent body, but in respect of powers, it enjoys inferior position of vice versa the Lok Sabha. A money bill can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha. The Rajya Sabha has no powers in respect of a money bill. A vote of no confidence cannot be passed against the government by the Rajya Sabha. Even in case of ordinary bill, if a deadlock is created between the two houses and the joint session is held, then by virtue of the numerical strength, the Lok Sabha will also to pass that bill. On the other hand, it is said that in a federal constitution, it is called as a second chamber. Second chamber is necessary and it plays an important role in matters of legislation, and therefore it should be retained. The Rajya Sabha is desirable because it fulfills the following purpose. It is considered useful because senior politicians and statesmen might get an easy access in it without undergoing the order of general election necessary for the members of the Lok Sabha, so that experience and talent is not lost to the country and they may discuss question of public interest. The Rajya Sabha acts as a revising house over the Lok Sabha, which being a popular house may be tempted to act rather hastily, keeping in view of public opinion. And next point, the Rajya Sabha is a house where the states are represented keeping with the federal principle under Article 83 Clause A and B. And the next topic, Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha or the House of the People. The Lok Sabha is a popular house. It is a permanent house. Its members are directly elected by the people. The maximum number of its members is fixed at 550, not more than 530. The representatives of states are elected directly by the people of the state on the basis of adult franchise. Here, in the democratic country like India, parliamentary plays very important role in the democracy. Democracy means adult franchise, election franchise, right to vote, and people's representation. These are in such a manner that the ratio between the population of each constituency and the number of seats allotted to it. Tenure of Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha shall continue for 5 years from the commencement of its first session. The President may, however, dissolve it even earlier. But while a proclamation of emergency is in operation, the life of the House of People may be extended by law of Parliament for 1 year at a time. The Lok Sabha, whose life has been so extended, cannot continue beyond a period of 6 months after the proclamation of emergency has ceased to operate under Article 83 Clause 2. The Lok Sabha in India is composed of on almost similar lines as the lower house of England, America, Canada and Australia. In England, the House of Commons, like the Lok Sabha, is elected directly by people for 5 years on adult suffrage. It can be dissolved by the Crown even earlier. The House of Representatives in USA, like our Lok Sabha, is elected by the people. Its censure is fixed for 2 years. The House of Representatives differs from our Lok Sabha in one respect, that it is not subject to dissolution before the expiry of its normal period of 2 years. The Lok Sabha in India may be dissolved even before the expiry of its normal period of 5 years. Qualifications for membership of Parliament. A person for being chosen as a member of Parliament must be a citizen of India, not less than 30 years of age in case of Council of States, and not less than 25 years of age in case of House of the People, possessing such other qualifications as may be prescribed by Parliament. Taken an oath before some person authorized in that behalf by the Election Commission according to form set out for the purpose in third schedule. The Representation of Peoples Act 1951 requires that a person's name should be registered as a vote in any parliamentary constituency. Here, Office of Profit. The expression Office of Profit has not defined in the Constitution or in the Representation of the Peoples Act 1951. Profit means pecuniary gain or any material gain. The Office of Profit must be under the central or state government for deciding these 5 tests. First test, whether government has power of appointment, whether government has the right to remove or dismiss the holder of office, whether the government pays the remuneration, whether the function which the holder performs are for government, whether the government exercises control over the performance of those functions. Here and next, Speaker and Deputy Speaker. The Lok Sabha elects two of its members as Speaker and Deputy Speaker. When the office of Speaker is vacant, the Deputy Speaker performs the duties the Speaker's office under Article 93. If the office of Deputy Speaker is also vacant, the duties of the Speaker shall be performed by such a member of House as the President may appoint for the purpose under Article 95, Clause 1. Here, functions of the Speaker. Sessions of Parliament, prorogation, dissolution, and these are the functions of the Speaker. Next, parliamentary functions. Functions of Parliament. The most important function of the Parliament is the making of the laws. The legislative procedure is initiated in the form of a bill. Here, bills are two types, money bill and ordinary bill. What is ordinary bill? An ordinary bill, that is bill other than money bill and financial bills, may originate in either House of Parliament. The bill must be passed by both the Houses of Parliament and then only it can be sent to President assent. It becomes a law when it is assented to by the President. Each House has laid down a procedure for the passage of a bill. Joint session of House. According to Article 108, joint session of a House. According to Article 108, when a bill passed by one House and sent to other House is rejected by the House disagrees as the amendment to be made in bill, the other House does not pass the bill, and more than 6 months have passed, the President may summon a joint session of both Houses of Parliament. What is money bill? Article 110 Clause 1 defines that money bill is a bill which contains only provisions with respect of money bill. If any question arises whether bill is a money bill or not, decision of the Speaker of the Lok Sabha shall be final. When a bill is sent to the Rajya Sabha or presented to the President for assent, a certificate of the Speaker shall be endorsed on it that it is a money bill. A money bill can only be introduced in the Lok Sabha. It cannot be introduced in Rajya Sabha. A money bill can only be introduced with the recommendation of the President. However, no recommendation of the President is necessary for the moving of an amendment making provision for the reduction or abolition of any tax. Financial bills. Financial bills are three kinds: money bills, other financial bills, bills involving expenditure. A money bill is a bill which contains only matters mentioned in Article 110 Clause 1. A financial bill, apart from dealing with one or more of the matters mentioned in Article 110 Clause 1, deals with other matters also. Thus, a financial bill is a money bill to which provisions of general legislation are also added apart from one or more matters of Article 110 Clause 1. All money bills are financial bills, but all financial bills are not money bills. In two matters, the money bill and the financial bills do not differ. A financial bill, like the money bill, can only originate in the Lok Sabha. Like money bill, the financial bill also cannot be introduced without recommendation of the President. Here, the Parliament has, according to Article 118, the Parliament has a procedure. There is a general rules of procedure. Must and should follow that procedure. According to Article 118, empowers each House of Parliament to make rules of regulating its procedure and conducts of its business. This rule-making power of the House is, however, subject to the provisions of this Constitution. Parliament may, for the purpose of the timely completion of financial business, regulate by law, procedure, and conduct of business in each House of Parliament in relation to any financial matter or to any money bill. The business of Parliament shall be transacted in Hindi or English. However, the chairman of the Rajya Sabha or the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, as the case may be, may permit any member who cannot adequately express himself in Hindi or English to address the House in his mother tongue. Here there are parliamentary control over financial matters, Public Accounts Committee and the Executive Committee, and parliamentary committees. These parliamentary committee consists of 17 committees, 10 committees from Lok Sabha, 15 committees from Rajya Sabha, and 11 committees will be constituted by the Lok Sabha Speaker. And next, restriction under Article 121, restriction on discussion in Parliament. Article 121 prohibits any discussion in Parliament which respect to the conduct of any judge of the Supreme Court or of a High Court in the discharge of his duties except when resolution is presented to the Parliament for the removal of a judge. The object of this article is to ensure the independence of judiciary. And Article 122 provides the validity of any proceedings in Parliament cannot be called in question in any court on the ground of any alleged irregularity of procedure. And last topic in this subject, the Comptroller and Auditor General of India. The Comptroller and Auditor General of India, Article 148 and 151. There shall be a Comptroller and Auditor General of India. He is appointed by the President of India. He has to take oath before entering upon his office before the President or some other person appointed by the President for that purpose. His salary is charged in the Consolidated Fund of India and cannot be varied to his disadvantages. Duties and powers. The Comptroller and Auditor General is to perform such duties and exercise such powers in relation to the accounts of the Union and of states as may be prescribed by or under any law made by Parliament. Until such law is passed, he shall perform such duties and exercise powers as were exercised by the Auditor General of India immediately before the commencement of the Constitution under Article 49. Here, Article 49 of the Constitution confers powers on Comptroller and Auditor General of India to discharge his duties and powers in relation to the accounts of the Union and the states or any other authority or body as may be prescribed under the law made by the Parliament, while the High Court under Article 226 and the Supreme Court under Article 32 exercise judicial powers, duties and powers conferred on the Comptroller and Auditor General of India under Article 149 cannot taken away by Parliament, being the basic structure of the Constitution. What is basic structure? Here, basic structure means parliamentary democracy, independence of judiciary, rule of law, judicial review, unity and integrity of the country, secular and federal character of the Constitution. The Comptroller and Auditor General performs two duties. An account the controls all without withdrawal of money disbursed by the central state governments. Article 151. The report of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India relating to the accounts of the Union shall be submitted to the President, who shall cause them to be laid before the Parliament. He shall submit reports of accounts of state to the Governor of the state, who must lay it before the legislature of the state. In the Parliament or Union legislature, there is powers, privileges and immunities of Parliament and its members. Powers, privileges and immunities of Parliament members. Privileges are certain rights belongs to each House of Parliament collectively and some others belong to the members individually, without which it would be impossible for either House to maintain its independence of action or the dignity of its position. Both Houses of Parliament as well as of a state legislature have similar privileges under our Constitution. Clause 1-2 of Article 105 and 194 of our Constitution deal only with two matters: freedom of speech and right to publication. As regard privileges related to other matters, the position as it stands after the 44th Amendment 1978 is as follows. 44th Amendment 1978. The privileges of members of our Parliament were to be the same as those members of the House of Commons until our Parliament itself takes up legislation relating to privileges in whole or in part. In other words, if Parliament enacts any provision relating to any particular privilege at any time, the English Presidents will to that extent be superseded in its application to our Parliament. No such legislation having been made by our Constitution, made by Parliament. The privileges were the same as in the House of Commons, subject to such expectations as necessarily follow from the difference in the constitutional setup in India. In earlier, the Supreme Court held that if there was any conflict between the existing privileges of Parliament and the fundamental rights of a citizen, the former shall prevail. Here, and privileges classified. The privileges of each house may be divided into two groups: those which are enjoyed by the members of individual and those which belongs to each house of Parliament as collective body. The privileges enjoyed by the members individually are freedom from arrest, exemption from attendance as juries and witnesses, freedom of speech. Freedom from arrest. Section 135A of the CRPC as amended by Act 104 of 1976 exempts as a member from arrest during the continuance of a meeting of the chamber or committee thereof, which he is a member of a joint sitting of the chambers or committee during a period of 40 days before and after such a meeting or sitting. The immunity is, however, confined in arrest in civil cases and does not extend to arrest in criminal case or under the law of preventive detention. Freedom of attendance as a witness. According to the English practice, a member cannot be summoned without the leave of the House to give evidence as a witness while Parliament is in session. Freedom of speech. As in England, there will be freedom of speech within the walls of each house in the sense of immunity of action for anything said therein, while an ordinary citizen's right of speech is subject to the restrictions specified in Article 19 Clause 2, such as the law relating to defamation. A member of Parliament cannot be made liable in any court of law in respect of anything said in Parliament or any committee thereof. But this does not mean unrestricted license to speak anything that a member may like regardless of the dignity of the House. The freedom of speech is therefore subject to the rules framed by the House under the powers regulated its internal procedure. The Constitution itself imposes another limitation on the freedom of speech in Parliament, namely that no discussion shall take place in Parliament with respect to the conduct of any judge of the Supreme Court or of a High Court addressed to the Parliament, praying for the removal of the judge. Each House of Parliament shall have power to exclude strangers from the galleries at any time. Under the rules of procedure, the Speaker and the Chairman have the right to order the withdrawal of strangers from any part of the House. To regulate its internal affairs, each House of Parliament has the right to control and regulate its proceedings and also to decide any matter arising within its walls without interference from the courts. What is said or done within the walls of Parliament cannot be inquired in a court of law. To punish members and outsiders for a breach of its privileges, each House can punish for contempt of breach of its privileges, and the punishment may take the form of admonition, reprimand, or imprisonment. Thus, in the famous Blitz case, the editor of the newspaper was called to the bar of the dignity of member in his capacity as a member of the House. In 1990s, K.K. Tiwari, a former minister, was reprimanded by the Rajya Sabha. What constitutes breach of privileges or contempt of Parliament has been fairly settled by a number of precedents in England and India. Thank you.